I'm going through a divorce.
What happened with that?
Basically, my husband stopped meeting my expectations.
What you mean?
So when I met him, when I met my husband, I told him what I expect from a man. The number one rule with being with me is you have to provide. I won't settle for anything less. So my husband ended up losing his job.
He had a job?
Yeah,
where he worked at?
He had a job. He was a manager at a warehouse.
Put the mic in so these people can hear you. He was a manager at a warehouse?
Mm-hmm. He was a manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So a month went by, and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills, and he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. None. If you can you can hear.
He probably happy you gone, though.
I'm sure he missed me.
A headache? That would be a headache for me. Like, I know I just lost my job. What if he lied? You know, niggas do that. Like, I just lost my job, baby, to test. But what is he doing now?
That's childish. Like, what you testing me for? That's childish.
I'm saying to see what I got. Now I see what I got.
If you asked me to be your wife, you knew what you had.
Nah, I ain't thinking I down lose my job from the warehouse and they gonna do that.
I mean, but you knew what it was.
So,
like you knew what it was. I told you who I was from the beginning, and you still asked me to be your wife.
Oh, you told him that if he lose his job, you gonna tell him that?
I didn't tell him that, but I told him you are to provide, and I told him, baby, your money is my money, and my money is my money. And so he didn't have any more money, and that was a problem for me.
Look, I understand that initially your thought process is this woman is just, I don't even have the words to describe it. But I got to say this first before we get into it. At least she told him up front from the very beginning, your money is my money and my money is my money. And she expected him to pay the bills. He probably didn't expect it to be at that, for her to be that stringent about it. But she did tell him up front, and he still chose to marry this woman. Now, if you were on the live last night, we go live on Tuesdays on Facebook and YouTube. So we go live on Tuesdays, Facebook, and YouTube at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you was on the live last night, then one of the things that we had talked about was red flags. And oftentimes, because our brain will rationalize our way around the red flags, our heart will emotionalize ourselves around the red flag, we have to be very mindful when our gut brain, when our instincts tell us that this is a red flag and this is something we need to run from, or at least take more time to evaluate. You got to listen to that gut that tells you when you see that red flag, because this should have been a red flag to that man. Anytime somebody says your money is my money and my money is my money, that's a red flag. If you are to provide at all times, that I'm not here to be any portion of a support structure in this. I'm not here to be your co-pilot. I'm here to be your passenger. And I expect you to carry me the whole throughout my life. You got to listen to that red flag. That was a major red flag. I experienced that before, where a young lady was trying to express that. And, you know, we had conversations about it and I broke things down. But at the end of the day, I told her, this ain't going to work. This is not going to work. There's no way that you're going to just be a passenger here. You got to be a co-pilot with me, not a passenger. You got to go. And that's what that man should have recognized. But, we let our ping. As men, we'll let that ping override because we looking at that, we want that poom, and we want to go with that. And other than that, we emotionalize it and oftentimes women will emotionalize the red flag away. You know, sometimes men will rationalize the red flag. There's no room for rationalization or emotionalizing when you know that there's a red flag. So we talked about that last night on the live. You guys should have been there. Now, so she told him that's his fault. Is she wrong? Most of you are going to probably say she's wrong, that she's no count of a woman, and what is the point of getting married, and that she only wants to get married for the financial security, and I bet you she's paying them bills right now. But she said if she has a husband, she's not touching a bill. That's when she's not touching. She don't mind paying her own bills when it's just her. But when she got a husband, she's not paying any bills. She's not part of the team. So she stated who she is. She knows who she is. She's not marrying for commitment. She's not marrying for comfort, for companionship. She's only marrying for financial security. That's it. And it's good that she's upfront with that, but at the same time, she's never going to have a truly committed relationship. This is the type of woman that she will be married to somebody. He will have some money. He will be taking care of things. She'll be all nice and happy and everything, but she will get cheated on. She will definitely get cheated on, because if the kind of man that would marry her only sees women as objects, she's just something to have. She's just something to walk around with. She may just be something to have at home, that when I come home, there's a woman there and she's taking care of the house, and that's it. That's all that woman would be to that type of man that would be happy to marry her and understand the rules of it. He will have somebody that he thinks is prettier and finer, that he goes and sees and that he has sex with, that will be somebody that he's actually more involved with. But even at that person, she will be just a sex object. The only type of man that woman could ever be with, that could ever be long term with her, is a man who just objectifies women. So for that young lady, she doesn't change her perspective on marriage. She's just going to be an object to some man, and that's it. And whatever level, whatever position she plays in that man's life, she's just an object. She will never get true devotion. She will never get true commitment. And so if that's your mindset, if that's how you're thinking, then you're just a contract. And that's all a man is going to think about you, is just a contract. Just something to have and do. I don't know if that's what you guys' intentions are. I hope that they're not, because at the end of the day, you get old, you get sick, he's going to leave you. You know, that woman, as she gets older and fluffier and wrinkly and grayer, actually sometimes that gray be looking good, but you know what I mean. As she becomes less attractive because of age, and he still sees the younger, he's going to leave her anyway. So you want true commitment. You want true love. You want somebody who sees the beauty of you as a person, not you as a bank account, not you as financial security, because once they get tired of looking at you, they're going to leave you. They're damn sure going to cheat on you. But this lady, you know, leaving the man after he just lost his job, and some people are going to think, well, it was a warehouse job. Well, he was a warehouse manager. Yes, you can go and get a warehouse job today, but you cannot just go get a warehouse management job today. Trust me, when I got out of the Marine Corps, because I was supply administration, I couldn't get a job as a warehouse manager or an supply administration manager, and I had served 8.5 years in the Marine Corps. Yeah, so those jobs are not as easy as people think they are to get, especially depending upon where you live. But it's just a whole situation. I'm glad that the guy's getting divorced. He needs to find somebody that's actually going to be a co-pilot and not somebody who's just a passenger. And I hope that this young lady changes who she is, so that she's going to get hurt a lot. She's going to then become very, what's the word I'm looking for? She's going to become burnt toast. And then she's going to always have this idea of men ain't this and men ain't that, and perpetuate that to the next generation. But what do you guys think? Share, like, comment, subscribe. Continue to support the channel. Look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our lives on Facebook and YouTube. I will not do them on TikTok because it doesn't work that great. So y'all have a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself.